What's going on, beautiful souls? What's going on? Wise Mind is in the building. Wise Mind in the building. Here in this video today, we will be discussing how to trust your intuition. So by the end of this video, you should have some clarity on what that looks like for you. So let's get started. Trusting the intuition. Intuition, what is intuition? A lot of us, wants to know, what is intuition, how to trust it. That could be very tough, as we are kind of, cycling through unbecoming certain ideas that we have adapted outside of ourselves. Everything is belief systems, and getting rid of some of these belief systems could be tough. And trusting the intuition, could be tough as well because it's trusting the unknown. So, what is intuition? Intuition is this non verbal voice that speaks to you in terms of instinct, right? So, a lot of us, have situations where we just got that gut feeling, right? It's that gut feeling that we all get, that always speaks to you in terms of the feeling state. So maybe you are going into an area and maybe you get some uneasiness about the area. Now, if you see somebody that you know in the area, you might be like, oh, hey, cool. You might, stay in the area because you see somebody that you know and something might happen. And in your mind, you thinking, man, I knew I should have went back home, or I knew, like it's that I knew instinct, that speaks. And sometimes, we don't always follow that part because, we have a mind to be able to do whatever it wants to do as well, right? So, and the mind loves doing what's familiar. Our mind records everything in terms of the environment and things that we come across. So, anything that we introduce our minds to, our minds remember, and the more habitually we do those things, the more we start forming a routine of doing things, right? So that's what a program is. It's like habitual habits of a routine. Some of it could be on the destructive end, and some of us could form more constructive habits. We want to be constructive and trust in our intuition. That's the part that always leads you into more fuller, wholer parts of yourself beneath your mind's understanding. So your mind ain't going to be able to understand all of these things at times. You might feel like I'm having an identity crisis or I'm going crazy because the mind is going to want to hold on to things, right? The mind always wants to hold on to what it feels like is hindering it. So, trusting the intuition is taking nudges, y'all. Taking small steps and gradually growing into bigger results. So even if you set big goals, you want to be able to work backwards. You want to create and make small steps to reach that big goal. You don't want to get discouraged. And sometimes, depending on where our consciousness is at, sometimes when we set those very large goals and look at where we're currently at, it could seem very, very far-fetched, and some of us could kind of get discouraged. We might get excited for like the first week or two or something like that, but we start burning out, because we might feel like it's not happening fast enough. We might not know how to go about doing something in order to get those results. So, small steps. This is something that, I applied to, my life, and something that really worked for me. Was taking these small steps, each and every day towards the outcome of the goal that I wanted. And I just did something each and every day to work on myself, to improve myself. The more that I start taking these steps, trusting myself, to train myself over time to trust myself to take those steps, I started to see results. I started to feel better. I started to feel more confident. I started to feel more happy and joyous about my life. I just felt better about the person I was becoming. Still didn't reach that outcome at the time. Still haven't reached the outcome, but feel a lot better about the person that I truly have grown to become. I'm a whole lot more expressive in my expression. I'm a lot more joyous. and things comes to me in a lot more synchronistic way, and I really love that the more that I trust my intuition, the more that it starts to come back in a way that I'm able to really see and process things in a more efficient way. So this is the art of intuition, trusting the unknown and taking those small steps in order to do it. It might feel a little uncomfortable, that's okay, that's normal. But going at the fear, want to become fearless over time, and repetition, practice is big. That's why they call spirituality a practice. You are literally practicing something each and every day until you become the practice, until it becomes a part of your being. So repetition is big. I want to really say repetition is huge. Constructive habits and repetition is huge, whether that's reading, working out, and you ain't got to make very, very large steps with it. Small steps each and every day, like allow yourself to build yourself up. It's a process, and so learning to fall in love with the process, which equates to progress, is beneficial. Trusting the intuition is going at that fear, finding small ways to still do constructive things as your mind is trying to talk you out of things, still finding a way to go. When a nudge is coming, just go. It will make sense later. The more that you could trust that, and the more results that you start seeing from just trusting that nudge, like I trusted the nudge to make this video here today on intuition, the more, we will become, like I say, efficient in our trust in ourselves. So with that being said, y'all, feel free to drop a comment, like this video, feel free to share it if you got something from it. I appreciate everybody who have been subscribing to the channel. I love you all as I love myself. Looking forward to connecting with more of you. Feel free to drop that comment below so we could connect in the community. And once again, I love you all as I love myself. And with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. Wise Mind, Armani Man checking out. Until next time, I'm gone. Peace.